Broadcasting from a dark hole somewhere in Cincinnati with everyone's favorite nobodies, Rick, Twan, Luke, and Tyler. Grab a beer and mute your damn TV. It's time for Cooking with Food.
Cooking with Food. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back again. Episode 10, the big one.
Double digits.
Yeah, like what the hell are we still doing here? Like,
Are you sure about that?
it's episode 10, man. I've been numbering them as I go.
I've been very confused lately.
Breadcrumbs. Yeah, they're kind of starting to blur together, aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, well, episode 10,
Yeah, all right.
special episode. So we got a special guest, Glenn Childress, comedian from Cincinnati. Say hello to the folks out in podcast
Hello,
land.
podcast world. How are you?
I always wait for the response.
I can hear the applause through the microphone,
Yeah.
We're great.
man.
Yeah, man. So we're pretty excited. You're actually like our first, I guess, special guest.
Yeah.
Like, or guest with some sort of, some
sort
sort of
of
background
family.
other than just somebody we knew off the street.
Yeah.
Well,
Which I mean, I kind of know you
Or a
off
crazy
Facebook.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Background.
Or a crazy version.
A couple
using
crazy
air
people.
quotes.
Right.
You know.
What?
I've been doing comedy for actually it'll be 10 years now.
Wow.
This month, no, next month, it'll be 10 years. Yeah, I'm not nowhere. So yeah, that goes to
But
show the kids that comedy's not a good route. Just,
Well, I was going to ask, how does one get into comedy? Because I know we have one comedic hopeful here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously?
According to
He's had
people
people
who
tell
listen to
him.
the podcast,
Yeah.
they find me very funny.
Okay.
I don't see it,
Okay.
but
Well, they don't see it either; they hear it. So,
Right.
but no, I mean that's it's a thing to do. I mean, I tell everybody to try it at least once. Go to an open
I
mic.
feel like it'd be fun.
Like, I feel like I'm funny, but I don't feel like I could get up on a mic and just
Everything
just
doesn't
spit,
translate on
what I mean?
stage. man.
Yeah,
Like, I
just
know
make people
guys that are.
laugh and-
I'm situational funny. Like,
Yeah, I know guys that are super funny
You just imagine Twan
off
just
stage.
Twan
Yeah.
just sitting
But
on
if
the
you
stage,
put them on
and
stage.
not talking, just waiting for someone in the crowd.
Yeah,
to do
somebody to do something.
Chime in like,
That's how it is for some people.
Yeah, I could see it not translating. Like, that's how I feel like I am. That, like, just when we're hanging out and stuff,
Yeah.
people say something and I'm like witty, like, oh yeah, I got you. But then, on stage, you're trying to make the same delivery and it just doesn't come
Right.
across right,
Well, you get some. I mean, it depend on your approach. Because some people, I mean, like myself, I approach it as an art. So I study it. I study other comics, and really, I was prepping myself for that for a long time because I used to love comedians when I was a kid.
Right.
I mean, I grew up watching, Carol Burnett and like, loving shit like that and watching Saturday Night Live and shit like that. That was like,
Right.
I gravitated towards that.
So, like, did you know you was wanting to do comedy?
I knew I wanted to
like,
do something in entertainment.
Right.
I was
sure.
always the entertainment.
Yeah.
I was that kid that got waking up at like 2 in the morning to like, perform for
Anybody.
drunk family
Yeah.
members and shit. That was me every damn weekend.
Where's Glenn?
Yep.
Go wake him
I wake
up.
up. They put
Say
on,
something funny.
They put on well, at the time, I don't know if I was going to be a singer or a rapper or what, but they put on like a Prince album. I performed a Prince album from
Right.
beginning to end. That was my thing, man.
Yeah, and I totally feel that on a deep level. I never like I was into Prince. I was an '80s, late '70s, '80s baby. You
Yeah.
know, so yeah, I was into Prince. But
Big time. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was always, I was always entertaining people, but that kind of pushed me in different
just
directions.
developed.
I
into
kind
this.
of did a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
but this is where I found my niche was comedy.
You still remember your first show?
Oh my god. Yeah, I do.
Where was that at?
Okay, so this is gonna be weird.
Weirder the better.
yeah.
So I knew I wanted to start comedy. I didn't know how to start.
Right.
All right. So I worked with a lady who was a comedian, but she was she's what you would call a Christian comic, I guess, or a
Okay.
gospel comic.
Mhm.
And she said, "Well, hey, there's a show that I'm going to be doing, and I think you should go ahead and try it out. Do it for the first time." And I'm like, okay. So So I wrote like 10 minutes of material. It's this gospel comedy club
Right.
in Elmwood Place, out of all places. Like, I don't know why they chose Elmwood Place to put a gospel comedy club. So I go and do 10 minutes. Nobody laughs.
Oh no.
Not
Didn't
one person.
land.
No, it was just awkward.
Were you trying to make like gospel jokes?
No, I wasn't, because I was gonna stay. I was gonna stay in my lane. You know,
Right,
I
sure.
told her, I said, look, I'm not gonna write in Christian comedy. That's not me. I said, no, just go ahead and do whatever do whatever you feel and give it a try. And I got up there, 10 minutes, did my thing, sat down next to my wife. My wife's cop said, "You did a good job." I'm like, "I'm never doing this shit again." and I was so embarrassed because nobody was laughing.
Right.
But then the guy who was the headliner, I'm using air quotes, who was a gospel comedian, did 30, 45 minutes of material. And in the middle of his set, curses. Like lets a cuss word slip.
And
I'm
you're
like, well,
like-
shit, I could have did that.
Wait, we're allowed to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
And but everybody in the room kind of went,
Right.
like they've never heard a cuss word before.
Right. Of
So,
course.
so when I saw that, I'm like, okay, maybe I can keep trying to do this. So I kept at it and kept, building on it, and here I am 10 years later still doing it.
Wow.
But yeah, it was really awkward. It was really awkward.
See, that I think is like the most terrifying part of it to me, is that if I get up there and I mean I won't want to say bomb, but I guess if I get up there and bomb, you know what I mean, like, or get booed off or heckled or something. Like, I feel like I could handle a heckle because I am kind of quick-witted, but I also feel like it could totally screw up your entire routine. What you're planning, you forget what you were going to say.
Are you
get
gonna,
mad.
do you think that you would, if he was up there and you got heckled, would you go the route of
go in on him,
clowning him, or would you go in on him?
I feel like I would probably clown him, yeah, because I'm not I'm not just gonna jump to like, you want to go outside,
Right.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I think I would probably do my best to clown him. Another thing I'm afraid of is that the heckler is funnier than me. You know what I mean?
I've seen that
Like,
happen. That's
like-
it's never fun.
that's career
I've seen
devastation,
That
I feel
happened to
like.
me, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. It's
that
quite ugly.
seems to be like,
It's quite
how do you recover? Like,
But
come
yeah,
back
I'd
next
much
week?
rather get a response from people than get no response at all.
Right. Any response is a good response.
I need some kind of
Right.
stimulus. Don't just sit there and say or do nothing.
Yeah, right.
Because if you're booing, I'm like, okay, that's my time. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know I can exit the stage. If you're not laughing at all, I just hear people clearing their throat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very 10 minutes,
They're
5 minutes turns into 20
just
minutes.
talking and
Yeah, they're just not paying any attention.
Right.
Now you get sometimes you get a show. There's people that try to set up comedy shows at bars and different places that aren't really made for comedy,
I've seen that.
and they don't bother to tell the patrons that it's a comedy night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's like a sports bar and like the Reds game is on, everybody's watching the Reds game.
Yeah, they don't care at
They
all.
don't give a shit about comedy.
We
And
were
then
at
you
a
try to
rap
turn
show,
them off. You
and
try to
they-
turn the TVs off and they get pissed. So
Yeah.
it's the worst.
We were out on the east side, some little bar, and I don't remember where it was, but east side of Cincinnati, and there's a bunch of underground rappers, so
Mhm.
it's already kind of a smaller crowd, but whoever was doing the booking booked a comedian, like it was
God.
it was like his second time ever doing an act, and he, he wasn't terrible. But
Was it Motor Pub?
I don't think so. It was a little hole in the wall, you know what I mean? Place, but,
Motor's not really small.
there was one of those places where you went in as a rapper and you already knew right away, like, this is the first time they've had a rap show in this place.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that was just our rival podcaster throwing shit through our windows.
Yeah.
How dare they?
They're probably associated with that Luke guy.
Probably.
So,
Probably is Luke.
yeah. So, anyway.
This guy must be a dick, man.
He wasn't at first.
I mean, his name is Luke. I mean,
Yeah.
the only cool Luke I know is Skywalker. That's,
Well.
maybe Uncle Luke.
Yeah, Uncle
but-
Luke is pretty cool.
But beyond that, I don't know any Luke that I liked.
Wasn't Uncle Luke Skywalker also?
He was for a moment.
Right?
But he added like an extra Y and
Yeah.
extra S and put like a Q in there or something. I don't know. Yeah.
He had the
was Luke
fancy
Skywalker.
gig.
Yeah, he was a Luke Skywalker for a while. He got sued by George Lucas.
And
That's
had
why he changed his
to-
name.
Ah,
Yeah.
to Uncle Luke.
Yep. I remember that.
Shout out to Love Crew. Maybe we can get them on the show. That would be freaking awesome. You think
Remember-
they still roll around with an entourage?
I'm sure they do.
You think it's like the same chicks they had originally? They're like, 53-year-old women just,
They're all in walkers.
yeah, twerking and shit. Throw that ass in a circle.
Oh, dentures and shit.
Man.
It's probably the
So
same
is
thing.
that them?
No, that's not that. Last night I opened Twan's eyes to the Throw That Ass in a Circle. If you had never heard that song. I was like, how have you not heard this song?
Never once?
No. Now he
Well,
has.
once now. Yeah.
It's been in your head all day, hasn't it?
No.
No.
That's what you do now, man.
Right.
Now that you got that in your brain.
Throw that
Use
ass
that.
in a circle.
Hey, girl, throw that ass in a circle.
Yeah, they
No,
respond.
don't like do it at church or anything. Just make sure it's an appropriate.
Well, there's no chance of that.
It's just an appropriate environment.
Did you notice that every girl that was at that was there when we were talking about it had heard of that song?
There was one.
There were 2 girls there.
Oh, Amy was there.
And they had both heard of this song. I'm telling you, 100% of ladies are hip to Throw That Ass in a Circle.
It's the stupidest song.
It is.
Yeah, it
It's
was
fucking dumb.
pretty
as hell.
bad.
A lot of those kind of things.
I don't know. I take. Have you heard that
Baby Shark.
Well, I can even tolerate.
I feel
Baby
like
Shark
you're
more
about
than
to say like my favorite song right now.
Tatiana.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, no.
Have you heard that?
My wife's like, I love that.
You like that shit?
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
That and
shit
Lardy B.
fucking
That's like her
sucks.
favorite, one of her favorite people.
Cardi doesn't bother me.
Not Cardi. Lardy B.
Wait, who the fuck is Lardy B?
Right. Lardy B is like, she does parodies of Cardi songs.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Those
but-
people are
yeah.
the worst, man.
She is like a huge
I
fan
hate
of that
those
lady.
people.
Rick's
Man.
one of those people.
Rick is
Not
one
yet,
of
I'm
those
not.
people.
I write parodies, but I've never recorded
No,
one.
there's a
I have some
difference.
great ones.
There's a
Right?
difference. I don't mind parody
Weird Al.
performance. Yeah, Weird Al was great. But somebody who takes someone's career
whole
and then
thing,
then
yeah.
like mirrors
Right.
their career,
Right.
come up with something original.
Yeah.
Weird Al is just fucking genius.
And you're
with what
also
he does.
just limiting yourself.
right,
to
exactly. You
just
can't do
one
anything
person.
outside of that. It's
Right.
just like I hate internet comedians.
Mm.
I hate them, and they're getting booked in clubs and shit. I hate them.
What qualifies as an internet comedian? Because I'm not really hip to that term. Like,
Okay,
Why do they
well,
get booked in clubs?
I mean,
What,
you're just
they
talking about
Skype?
people that are clowning on Facebook
People
all the time.
who like are social media.
Post a lot of
chat.
media,
Yeah.
a lot of memes and shit.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
social media stars, so they may they get a lot of followers on YouTube or Twitter, Instagram, and
And it's the same thing. It doesn't translate,
well,
I guess.
it doesn't. It really doesn't because these guys will go to comedy clubs or they'll do festivals and nobody laughs. And they're like, well, why are you not funny? Because he wasn't funny to begin
Right.
with.
You needed to screen with his memes.
Well, see, my whole
Read them to
my whole
people,
thought
like-
was if you go and see a comedian
Look,
at a
Amy
comedy club
pissed.
that's famous from the internet,
Furious.
you should have to watch them on the TV screen when you get there. There's a big
Uh.
monitor on the stage. It shouldn't be the live person, but it just kind of annoys me because there's people in here that really put in work
Right.
doing comedy, and they get overlooked by people like that.
And I guess see, the I guess in the layman here, that don't do comedy, we got to be like,
I think he was
Spawn
offended.
just got a right
I'm
there.
just saying, like,
Clutch the pearls.
He didn't include himself though. He went.
Yeah, he absolutely.
The layman
These,
over
these
here.
two motherfuckers over
He
here.
absolutely.
He
All-
did though, didn't he?
all of us-
He
all of
kinda-
us
he
laymen.
said,
That hand,
everyone here is
that hand
the
did not
layman.
get pulled
Yeah.
back far
No.
enough to be you.
Pull the hand back
He
further,
did kind of
Rick.
throw y'all under the bus.
we laymen don't understand.
All right, clean it up, Ricky.
Yeah, when you're like studying
I'm funnier
a
than he is.
comedian,
I'm offended.
Right.
like we did a lot of haunted houses. We did haunted houses for like 13 years
Yeah.
right here in the house,
Yeah.
And like when we go to haunted houses, like everybody else is screaming and yelling, running at room to room, and we're walking through holding hands like, oh, here comes something. Like, oh man, they just missed a great opportunity to scare the hell out of me. I would have totally put somebody there. And then, oh wow, look at this animatronic. Look what they're doing. We could totally do this. Blah, blah, blah. We're like fishing for ideas and critiquing, and it's like a totally different thing
I do
than
that every
just
time I go
walking through the haunted house. Do you?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Like if you've worked in a haunted house or two, you know what I mean? Like you notice things
I
differently.
did
you
once
know?
in high school. We did like a volunteer thing, like a fundraiser for school, and they remember when Forest Fair Mall was big.
Yeah.
When there was a lot of shit. They would do like a haunted house in Forest Fair Mall like every Halloween.
I remember.
And
Yeah.
we went and worked on one girl got electrocuted. This shit
Oh
was
my God.
fucking insanity, man. Yeah. So that was the last time.
That's the one that used to be where Swallens was on Glenway,
Oh yeah, and it moved.
and it moved out there.
Dude, that we were up in that mall like I don't know a month ago. We went to that Arcade Legacy that's in that.
Yeah,
mall.
yeah.
I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah.
And
I know the guy that runs it.
we're walking through, man, and I'm like, where is this place? Like, and you
Mhm.
know, it's like a ghost town,
Yeah.
dude. Everything is
And,
empty.
and everybody is in Arcade Legacy.
Right, they're either there or they're down at Great whatever that is, the
Yeah.
Great Outdoors or whatever the
Bass
hell that
Pro
place is
Shop.
called.
Bass
Yeah.
Pro Shop.
Bass Pro Shop.
Mhm.
Yeah, and in between it's just empty everything.
Nothing.
Like,
There's
oh my
there's,
god,
a,
dude.
there's a
Nothing.
gym like
Is there?
around towards the back. Yeah.
I haven't gone that way.
Nothing.
Last time I went there,
It's
I was
really
like,
eerie. Like,
it was
It
like
is.
it was the creepiest fucking thing. Like, I know like in a normal situation, like in a normal mall, this wouldn't be creepy, but just because it was that mall, I was going into Arcade Legacy, and maybe like 150, 200 feet behind me, there was someone else just walking
You
through
just
the
hear
mall.
steps.
Yeah, you just hear their steps, and you turn around, and it's just like they're right there.
It's like a horror
and just
movie.
nothing else.
Yeah. Dude, when you were walking through there's signs that are like, this district, fashion district. And I'm like, this place is so big it has neighborhoods and it's just empty. Like, it's like a
That's a
whole
waste of-
community.
It's a waste of space, man. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with that place.
I don't know either.
I mean, because it's
Big
like
ass paintball arena. It's
Dude,
gotta
there were-
happen.
Man, dude, that would be
I would
doper than
fuck
hell.
with that.
You've heard all kinds of shit over the years. Like there's supposed to be a hockey rink put in there.
Did you hear about the homeless shelter they were building out of one of the malls out in Washington?
yeah, I was gonna say that. I was
Yeah, I
gonna
think
bring
it
that
was
up.
Washington.
They could. It's similar to
Yeah.
that mall too. They
Yeah, it's a
they
huge mall.
put a lot of homeless people in a dead end, a very dead mall.
Yeah.
So they set up shelters for them, and
Yeah, they
Yeah.
turned it into like a functioning little neighborhood right there
Yeah.
with, you know, homeless
I feel
people.
like there's a decent amount of dead malls in Cincinnati.
Oh.
We could just
How many in
up the
America?
homeless problem.
Right.
Oh my god.
Right.
Well, I've heard there's more empty houses in America than there are homeless people, so you do the math. I don't know. But, you know, logistics. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You got people that own houses that are like, I ain't letting a homeless guy live in my house. Well, if you let a homeless guy live in there, he's not homeless anymore, is
there
he?
you go.
So now it's just some guy.
It's
Just needs a
right,
job.
Just a
You know,
guy.
like half your tenants.
All right.
So, anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. More Cooking with Food with Glenn Childress. Woo! Welcome back. Cooking with Food. We're here again with Glenn Childress.
Hey.
Hey!
Hello.
And Twan and Tyler are also here.
Let's take some questions from the audience.
Yeah. Caller 1, you're on the air.
My first time calling, listener. Always wanted that.
Yeah, no
Always
time.
wanted that, man. Yeah, I used to have. I kind of gravitate towards podcasts. I used to do a radio show.
Right?
I was on 88.3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was called LOL Cincinnati. We were on the air for almost 2 years. Used to have comedians on.
Right.
Jay Armstrong used to run this open mic at the Thompson House.
Dude, he's a funny guy, too.
Oh, that's my dude. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
dude. But he used to run a open mic at the Thompson House, and people would leave the Thompson House, and they come across the river, and they come over to the radio station. They do the shows.
Okay, yeah.
He used to have people call in, and had crazy ass people. It was fun, man.
No
It
doubt.
was fun.
That would be awesome.
That's the one thing that I missed. That like I've wanted to do podcasts,
Mhm.
but I don't get that call-in element anymore, which is part of what made the show so funny.
Right, because you had something to
Yeah.
snap on. when
Right.
you were calling. Sure.
That was amazing, man. But I do enjoy doing podcasts, man.
Dude, I listen to this podcast where they have it's a wrestling podcast,
Mhm.
but they barely talk about it. It's like Cooking with Food. They just
Yeah,
talk
we
about
don't
all
talk
kinds
about
of
food
other
at all.
shit.
Yeah.
But their whole they do a live broadcast, but I listen to the podcast part of
Yeah.
it like a couple days later.
Is it local or is it
No, it's I don't know where they're all from different areas. They met each other on the internet,
okay?
but they their callers just all of a sudden they're on. Like, they'll be talking about something, and then somebody will say, well, what about, and they'll be like, oh, we have a caller. Like, it just, the shit just, like, instantly connects. Yeah, it's fucking
them.
weird, yeah. Like, because
That
you're
is
listening to,
strange.
like, the four dudes, and then there's this other voice, and,
Yeah.
like, you're surprised, and they're surprised, too.
Just as
They're like,
surprised as you are.
I kind of just want to like call in, like just nothing but silence, and then occasionally make a noise, like
Right.
into the phone, and then just back to silence, and just keep doing that until.
Ribbit.
There used to be this
You
guy
don't
that would
hear
call. He would call every week, and he would invite us bowling.
Mhm.
He would
That's
invite us
great.
bowling, and then he would talk. He would go on and on about who was it? Somebody famous that he had a crush on. It was somebody on Baywatch. It wasn't Pamela Anderson.
Brooke Burke.
Who?
Brooke Burke.
No, it wasn't
Oh,
Brooke
man.
Burke.
Yeah, she was hot.
It wasn't Brooke Burke. It might even been
Yasmin
before.
Bleed.
I think it was Yasmin Bleed.
Also hot.
And he would always bring her up, and
I
like
like
he would
Baywatch.
name, like he would say the year, like like Yasmin Bleed in 1996, and he mentioned some magazine that she was in. Dude was creepy as shit.
FHM.
You like knew too
This
much.
dude was
Yeah.
probably me.
and we would just go, okay,
Yeah.
all right, thanks for calling. And he would do this shit every week. I still haven't figured out if it was somebody like pulling a prank on me.
So you didn't ever go bowling with him?
Yeah, did you ever go bowling?
Yeah.
No, I'm still alive.
Right.
So, no,
So clearly no. I
Fuck
did
no,
not go
man.
bowling with it.
Yeah. You know, there's always that creepy
Yeah.
guy that wants to go and do stuff, and it's like, no, I don't want my skin to be a lamp.
Rick.
Hey, we've had this conversation. It's only creepy to y'all. Like,
What, being friendly?
well, we're at work, and we're cooks, and I don't know if you've ever worked in a kitchen, but
Mhm.
Every man should treat their woman like
Right?
the cooks at her work probably try to treat her.
Where are you going with this, man?
You understand?
Yeah.
No,
So,
I'm
there's
with
lots
them
of
right
He's
flirting.
now.
defending his
There's lots of
creepiness.
flirting and
He's
whatnot
creepy.
and goofy talks.
Okay.
So every time I say something, because I'm 45 almost, I'm creepy. But then if you ask these ladies, I'd be like, hey, am I creepy? They're, what? No, never. No. And they're all, it's creepy. And they're like, it ain't creepy
Well,
at all.
yeah, you're asking
You know?
them. If
Do you
if
have
you're
on
creepy.
pants when you say
Yeah,
these
I
things?
absolutely do.
Okay.
See?
Not, and
creepy
I
at all.
don't mean clear
Lately,
pants.
lately I've been doing the dun 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 dun. Captain
And I came in the other day and got him with that.
Yeah.
He needed help on a ticket. I came in like Captain Save-A-Ho.
That's how you do
So-
people, man.
Well, That's how we do at work.
Yeah.
That's
So-
hey, you gotta have fun.
Yeah,
at
it's
work.
wild at work.
You gotta have fun at work.
Yeah,
So,
But yeah.
I feel like we have been too. Like,
Yeah, dude.
and I think it's the
Oh.
vape.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Hey,
I do.
Nate,
I
how's it
vape
going?
constantly, Nate.
No popcorn
Sorry.
lung for me. I stick with my good old fashioned lung
Yeah.
cancer straight from a stick.
Exactly. God, man.
Yeah, so anyways, we were trying to figure out topics and I was talking to Amy about it, and she was saying about like current events and whatever that are coming up, like and you got where some of you might have figured out by now that we record these ahead of time. So, if we're talking about Taste of Cincinnati, by the time they hear this, it's 3 weeks after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody know what's happening in 3 weeks?
Like 3
June
weeks from
9th?
this week, or 3 weeks from 3 weeks from
3 weeks from now.
3 weeks from now.
Yeah. Anybody know what's happening 3 weeks from now?
Something local.
I'll find something.
Yeah.
I'll find
Anything
something.
big?
Oh, you're just. I thought it was like
No,
a
I'm
guessing
legit.
game. No, you're really okay.
I'm legit.
Because we would have been over for the rest of the podcast.
Right.
Going, well, tell me
Well,
more. I don't know.
Usually we just ask John Legend in this case, but
Yes.
he
Ask
got,
John
he
Legend
got
what.
fired a couple
Ask him.
episodes ago.
Oh, you ain't got him no.
I mean, I still got him on here. He's
Well,
on
ask him.
contract,
Ask
but-
him. Local. Ask him things to do in Cincinnati in 3 weeks. See what he says.
He's gonna say, "Here's what I
Here's
found."
what I found.
Yeah. Okay, Google. Things to do in Cincinnati in 3 weeks.
Here are some results from a search.
Yeah, basically.
That really is John Legend.
Yeah.
John Legend.
Ask him. Ask
He
him
works
something.
for cooking with food.
Yeah, he's
moonlighting.
doing bad. Like he's
Yeah,
Damn, man.
yeah.
it's been rough.
Fuck, man. Hard time.
Ask him something that'll answer. Like ask him his favorite song or something.
We always end up doing this.
Yeah.
I like John Legend.
No, John.
Until he doesn't answer our
What's your favorite song?
I prefer to sing actually. Sing your praises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's
John
it.
Legend.
So,
You're
he gave you a
fired
list
again,
of
John
stuff.
Legend.
Yeah,
Was there anything on the list?
No, I didn't look. We
Oh,
did
I know.
kind
There's
of-
there is something coming up.
What's coming up?
The mushroom rally.
Oh yeah, for Cincinnati
Yeah, they're doing a mushroom rally here. Actually, I'm supposed to be in it.
to get it to get it passed, decriminalized, or
No, not
Something
that
like
kind of
that.
mushroom. not.
Well, wait
not,
a minute.
Not shrooms.
What kind of mushroom
Okay.
rally?
Rick
What
is
am I
no
missing here?
longer on board.
I'm
Okay,
out.
So they're doing a Mario Kart esque
Ah.
go kart race.
Well, I'm in again.
You guys.
So
Where is this?
it's gonna be at
Wait, actual go karts or
yes.
playing the video game?
no actual go
Oh,
kart,
okay.
but you get to dress up as
Yeah.
Do
Mario
they give,
Kart.
do they
Yeah.
give you shit
I
to
heard
throw?
about that.
Where is
Like,
this?
do you
It's
get
gonna
banana
be
peels
at the,
and
the
shit?
go kart place over there by Dave and Buster's.
In Springdale or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
Tri-County?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the place.
Is it,
Full Throttle.
Yeah, full throttle.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a full throttle,
Nice.
and I'm supposed to be in it, but I gotta make
Like
sure.
racing?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
because like
you like register for that? Or?
yeah,
Do you get to pick who you get to be? Or
I don't know.
we should all call off work.
What the hell are we
And-
doing? We have to go to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
New schedule hasn't been made
I bought a
yet.
ticket.
Just tell them,
early
like,
ahead of
dude,
time.
it's like a
June
podcast commitment. You have to.
15th or something. Let me see. They're doing it like a
Tell
whole
them we'll
week.
quit.
It's like the 15th or the 16th.
We're all off work or we quit.
Honestly, that
You're like, we got to close the kitchen. They're going to go race go-karts. I don't know what to do.
Nah, we have to shut everything
Yeah,
out.
it's either close today or close all week. What do you want to do?
But yeah,
Fucking
that's
Tyler
gonna be
wiped
a-
out on the banana peel. Now
that's
we
gonna
can't
be
work
awesome.
for a week.
I know they're doing
I would
like
be the
whoever
one to wipe out
wins
on the
gets to
banana.
like go to Vegas and
Oh, wow,
like,
there's prizes
compete in
too?
Vegas. Yeah,
So we could be the kitchen could be shut down for far longer than a week.
Yeah, if we
Right.
win.
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Is there like a Grand Nationals in Vegas
Yeah,
or some shit?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I need a pit crew. Like, we need to do this now. Like,
Yeah,
Wow.
I haven't even practiced. I don't.
yeah, how do you practice? Just, I guess,
I
go
guess
to
just,
full throttle.
yeah, just
and
go to full
race around?
throttle and race. You know,
You know, I've actually gone to a couple, like, you know, events, like corporate events or whatever at that place and raced around and
Mhm.
done that stuff and finished, like, top 2, top 3 every single time, dude. And won a couple. So maybe I should dress like a
Princess Toad.
mushroom and, yeah. Yeah, I
sorry,
probably would.
sorry to disappoint you on the mushroom rally.
Man.
You know,
Well, hey, there's
I
nothing
think
that
this
says
is
you can't
better.
do mushrooms and then go
Yeah.
race
that's going to be a
go-karts.
whole different race, man.
Man.
I don't.
And
think-
everybody's dressed like, oh, wow.
I can go anywhere and get mushrooms. I
trying-
can't go anywhere and race Mario Kart
If
in
you're
real
trying
life.
to win,
On mushrooms.
Right.
Oh,
if
my
you're,
God.
If you're trying to win, I wouldn't recommend that.
Who cares about
You might
winning,
be
dude?
fucked.
At that point, you're winning because you're
But
playing
imagine
Mario
you
Kart.
win
in real
this
life.
already won.
Win
Wow.
this one,
Yeah.
go to Vegas, and then do shrooms
Oh my
and then
God.
race.
I feel like shrooms in Vegas is bad.
Big
I don't know if I'm even
That
ready
is
for
the
that.
grand
That
stage.
would probably be a horrible
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
We're
I've
not
seen
in a
too many
movie.
movies.
We're
where,
not in a movie.
Yeah,
They want to go
there's a
see
couple
Cirque
of-
du Soleil and then they got high on shrooms. Wasn't that a movie?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember what movie that was.
Hangover?
Seth Rogen, whoever it was. I can't remember the movie.
No, it's not Hangover.
Not Hangover?
No, it wasn't Hangover.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Seth Rogen went in there. I can't remember what it was.
There's
Yeah.
quite a few
They got
movies
high as
about
fuck.
that kind of sort of thing.
They took shrooms and they went to Cirque du Soleil and they freaked the fuck out because everything was jumping out at them.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And it's not even all. Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Somebody asked John Legend.
That would be you.
What movie is Seth Rogen freaking out at the circus?
If he fucking answers that.
Hold on, let's see.
Get John back in here.
Hey, John! Okay, Google. What movie did Seth Rogen freak out in the circus?
I did a web search and
Oh,
found
what?
this movie.
Knocked Up!
Knocked Up.
There it is.
Well, John Legend must have left for the evening, but
He
You
sent
can't
his
say
in-
like
he sent his intern.
but Julie said,
you can't say hey John Legend. You have to say hey Google.
"Well, yeah, it's really
Ask him about
goofy. I don't
Chrissy.
like that."
Yeah.
You're always wanting to know about Chrissy. You trying to find out if they broke up yet?
feel like you would be the
Well,
last.
if you ask
person
him
to
about- Hey, Google.
tell.
If you ask him
Did you
about
break
Chrissy,
up
he'll
with
probably
Chrissy
say
yet?
something.
Check out these results.
He said, "Screw you." I'm not talking about that.
Not today, motherfucker.
Oh, John Legend reveals he tried to break up with Chrissy Teigen years ago. Damn, she's holding on. That's why you didn't want to talk about it.
Sorry, dude. You gotta kill John.
No, I don't.
You don't have to kill John. He's trying to get away from her. She
Well,
won't leave him alone.
the original reason I said it is to get him to actually say something instead of saying, "Well, this is what I found."
Like he would come and like defend her honor.
Well, not even that. Just like, and he did. You asked him something, and he's like, "We've been together for 11 years or some
The
shit like
timer
that."
starts counting down, and when it hits 0, John Legend pulls up in like a helicopter and just drop kicks Twan out of it.
Get to the chopper! All right, we're
Okay
out
with
here.
that.
You're
We'll be
just
back.
sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Here. Howdy. Welcome back. I've been saying howdy a lot.
Hey, are you transitioning to be a cowboy?
I hope not.
Are you identifying as a
And
cowhand?
Wednesday, it's country music night
Where?
Wait, are we... What?
Where?
at work.
Oh hell,
I quit Wednesdays.
country music.
Well, then quit saying howdy.
I don't
Okay,
know
hold
why
on
I
a
keep
minute.
saying it.
It's that Old Town Road crap. It's destroying our youth.
It probably is.
The couple times I've played country lately, you have thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. And I don't want to hear.
You played the right stuff. You played the older stuff. You didn't play none of that
You
new.
a liar.
But I'm not going to
newfangled-
play the new stuff.
country
I'm going to
rock,
So
play.
you don't like Old Town Road?
I don't know. I'm undecided.
I
Part
like
of me,
it. I
part of me
like
likes it.
It's catchy.
Yeah,
It's catchy.
he's got that deep drawl.
You
to
know
it.
what really
It's
made me
kinda
like
cool.
it? Was the video. Have you seen the
No, I
video?
haven't seen
I
the video.
did.
It's pretty damn
I
awesome.
like the video.
Have you seen the video for Old Juan Road?
Yes.
Is this another one of those fucking parodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yes,
awesome.
it absolutely is.
It's about a dude pushing his cart, selling ice cream and shit or some shit.
Fuck, man.
It's great.
I'll pass.
Yeah. So, anyways, man, I was just thinking about, how crazy our travels to fame have gotten. We were at the ice cream shop today, and we're leaning against the back of the car, chowing down on our sundaes, and I noticed this car across the street, and it's parked on this weird spot, just sitting over there with these people in it, and I'm like, is that dude taking pictures of me? And I look, and this guy's got his phone up in the window taking pictures.
Did you pose?
No, I just sat there and looked at him like, what the fuck are you doing? So at first I thought, well, maybe it was like a Google reviewer, and they were like taking a picture of the ice cream shop.
Just
And
trying to get the facial expression.
yeah, and like I
Your
was
facial
just gonna be
expression
like
to see how well you like the ice cream.
yeah. Caught me in like mid scoop.
Yeah.
But my wife is a world renowned Google reviewer, and world renowned. She gets Google product testing before anybody else like me and you see it. Swear to God, she's got stuff on her phone right now that she can't even talk about. They're listening, dude.
What will happen if she reveals something?
But anyway, her pictures get like thousands of likes and whatnot, right, on Google. So I was like, well, what if it's a Google reviewer that knows that you're a Google reviewer, and is like, this is like the ultimate diss, is to get a Google review picture with the Google reviewer in it, and then get all these likes. Like, is that how that works in Google
ice
land?
cream place where you at?
At Putz's? I don't know how you say it.
I've
Poots.
gone past there so many times, but
Dude, that
it
place is amazing.
it looks, but the name of it looks too much like pus.
Right, it's something.
That's
something
why I
it's
can't
got a
get it.
weird ring to it. Yeah.
Goodie Shop will forever be my go-to.
Goodie Shop was good.
I fuck with Goodie Shop.
What about the little? Is that the Zip Dip or whatever that is right up there by Blue Rock, and it's like closed? Like,
Oh, I've
nothing
always
happened
gone
when I'm
past
there
that.
anymore.
Oh.
I've never stopped there.
I'm about to buy it.
No,
It seems
it's
like a
not-
really hard place to stop and not get into a
Yeah, especially
Zip
since they
Dip's up
changed
there
the
on
layout
Harrison.
of everything.
I always go to Mount Healthy Dairy Bar.
Oh yeah,
That's where I go.
the kind of sits up on the hill there, like
Yeah.
on the turn.
No, it's like right
Or
on
is that the
Hamilton.
Goodie Shop? What am I thinking of?
You might be thinking
Springdale.
Goodie Shop. That's a Goodie Shop.
Okay.
Mount Healthy Dairy Bar is like right smack
Oh.
dab in the middle of.
Yeah,
Mount
I know what you're talking about. I do know exactly what you're talking about.
That's where I always go.
I've only been to that one like once.
I
though.
prefer
pretty awesome.
UDF ice cream.
Oh, he's
Hey, I mean,
fancy.
Yeah,
UDF.
I'm a Graders motherfucker.
We can't afford that. man.
I went to UDF once and they didn't have milk, and I threw a total fit. I don't know why. It just really pissed me off. I was like, how the hell?
What the fuck?
Yeah. How do
It's
you-
fucking UDF. You don't have milk,
United Dairy Farmers. Where the hell is the dairy?
sir. If you just
Yeah, they were just like, dude, I make $8 an hour, man. Like, I don't fucking know. If I had milk, you'd have milk. I don't know. I just lost my mind.
Yeah, that's.
I kind of want to see like a
It's like an
security
old man
like
moment.
a security camera footage of that.
no audio.
Just absolute silence. Just Rick sitting there freaking the fuck out.
Like, is that guy gonna rob them? Like, no, he's just
Slam
pissed
it.
off about the milk.
Just slamming his fists on the counter.
He doesn't take anything. He just-
21, Tyler.
Damn, man.
21.
I think you like progressively get old, like in little like incidents like that.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like I had one when in my old house. We had like the neighbors with everybody had their own little fence, you know, little postage stamp houses, and these kids would jump over my back fence just like I used to do in our back fence, you
Yeah.
know. But they're getting their ball or whatever, and man, I'd get so pissed off. Like
You go out there and
climbing
wave your
on my
fist?
damn fence. Yeah. So the one day I'm outside and I
Just
seen the kid jump over the fence, and I legit put my fist in the air, and I wasn't even trying to be funny. Yeah, I was like, "Stop climbing on my damn fence! You're gonna break my shit!" And it was broke, and I was all losing my
They
shit.
turn
Oh, my
around,
God,
they
dude.
just see the tennis balls on the end of the walker flying in the air.
Yeah. You damn kids!
Yeah, I've been having
Yeah,
some
man.
old moments lately.
Man. And they hit you like when you're not ready.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Yeah. Like I do old shopping now.
Mhm.
Like I got
That's a
excited.
thing.
Yeah, I got excited because Lowe's had mulch for $10. I was so fucking excited. Like I could have caned. That's how excited I was over mulch being 4 for $10. I went and bought bags.
You
I
just gotta
drove
break-
around and I put in the trunk and I put out the mulch. I was so fucking happy.
You just see the price on the mulch and you gotta like lean against like a shopping cart like
Yeah,
Believe
dumb
it.
shit like that, man.
Put it on your Snapchat.
Right, I have to take
Holy
like
crap.
I have to
I
take
can't believe it.
blood pressure medication. So I know I'm getting old, man.
Myers has Cypress for 3 for $9.
Fuck, yeah, they had different colors.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so fucking excited, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've had a lot of old moments lately. I'm trying to stay young, but you know I try to stay in my video games, kind of keep me young.
Right.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
inevitable.
I'm sitting here with a knee brace as I speak. Oh my god. From nothing. I didn't do anything.
Right.
It just
Right.
all of a sudden felt like somebody kicked me in
No,
my
that's not
fucking
true.
knee.
You frisbee golfed and you golfed.
That was
several
like a
times
week
this
ago.
Yeah, that happens too. Like,
Man.
Shout out to me for not being old.
I've sprained a thumb changing a channel. You know, fucking
That
sucks
button-
ass getting old, man.
That button just gets more and more stuck.
Yeah,
every
yeah.
day.
I get frustrated with technology now.
Oh my god.
Like I was a tech guy, man. I knew everything now. It's like, I don't know how this shit works.
Yeah.
I gotta get my kids to come show me how to do
Yeah,
it.
My kids are all older, so they like make fun of me, like
Rick's
you know.
old man typing is
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, I'm like, dude.
Oh,
I'm
you do actually-
I'm legit
you're a
like
typist.
60
Yeah.
words a minute, or
Yeah.
60, blah, 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 but
Oh, so they make fun
But-
of you for typing like you're supposed to.
yeah,
type.
if I'm on the phone, they're like I feel like I'm flying, dude. But then I'm like watching one of them, and they're like, they're not even looking.
No,
Just
no, you're not giving us enough credit. You got to do
Oh
the
my
one
God.
hand. You gotta.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
Yeah.
one hand I could do it, but it would take me like 12
Yeah.
minutes to
Right,
write
right.
I'll be home soon,
Right.
you know. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know when it happened either. Like it just, you know, I mean, I know they update every 8 hours, but there's like new technology before the laptop even comes off the fucking, you know, belt. But I don't know when it happened. And Tyler, you won't know when it happens either.
Right. It's just gonna
Yeah.
happen.
One day you're gonna be like, I am on top of the world. Everything is
By the
gravy.
time I'm that old, they're gonna have a cure for it.
You're gonna wake up
Cure
one
for
day
old?
like,
Yeah,
why
they're
does
gonna
my
have a
leg
cure
hurt
for
so
old.
bad?
Cure for old.
I'm
Are you
counting on
tired
that
of
too.
getting
so-
old?
I hope they.
Yeah.
I hope they have a cure for old. Cause I don't like it. It's not fun at all, man.
Did we talk about this on the podcast about
Being old, I think we talk about me being
No.
old all the time.
No,
on the
about,
podcast.
No, I made a joke about
17.
I forget what I made the joke about, but it was something about me living 30 years longer than you,
Oh,
and then you said you were gonna live forever.
that was actually at work. We were having that
Oh,
conversation.
Lord.
Yeah.
It's all starting
Yeah.
to blend together.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Which
work,
is
work
fine.
is basically the parts of the podcast we don't record.
Right. Which I still
That's
don't.
because we just
totally
do.
should.
You should
Like
do it.
we
You
just
should
do
like
at
a-
work
you
what we
should
do
do
at home.
a
Like sit
covert-
there,
Yeah.
recording.
I
at
play
work.
on your phone
Like,
every
hide-
time you
Mine
cook
before
something.
it.
Hide the microphone and record at work.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think that
hate-
could be done.
Yeah.
Actually,
You'd have to bleep out names unless they gave you the consent. But
I think most of them would, because they all know nobody listens to this shit.
Yeah, we're cool.
They're like, well, we're the only people that like their shit, so whatever.
you build on it, man.
Right.
That's all you're gonna keep building on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there.
I mean, you're only
We're-
10 episodes in, man.
Yeah, 10 episodes. We're gonna have a sponsor here. I don't know if she wants to be a sponsor or not, but my wife has a company, Lucky Styles, that she has a knack for finding 4-leaf clovers, and
She is not interested at all, man.
and yeah, she's like, you do the business, babe. Whatever. She finds all the 4-leaf clovers, makes them into jewelry and keychains and all kinds of awesome stuff, and then we sell them, and they're on Etsy.com/shop/Lucky Styles. So
How did you fucking remember that, man?
because I've
You know-
typed it a million times.
Okay.
Impressive for your first time,
Thanks.
but
In his advanced
we're
age.
definitely gonna have to work on your ad reads.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause that was
He
kinda-
read like an old man.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like everyone listening, like aged for like a decade, just listening.
is this the Rick roast? What the hell?
Gross.
I think we
Rick
need-
Rose.
We're already looking for a
Hey,
new
did
Luke.
you see me earlier? Who was that? April that said that?
Yeah, it was April.
What?
She called her Ricky Rose.
Oh no. What happened?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
She just said
But
what?
now she knows that Twan and I know because we were there.
I
Okay.
called her Rick Ross.
What if she listens to this?
That'd be dope. Then we got another listener.
Does she look like Rick Ross?
The exact opposite of what you would like.
Oh,
Anti-Rick
was he
Ross.
still? Was he there when?
Like
It's
Somebody-
okay, so
somebody-
beardless, white, skinny female.
yeah.
yeah. He said, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's
Either-
pretty much
either-
Sounds right.
Either Tyler is up to something here, or
When
somebody
isn't
is
Tyler up to
fucking
something?
with Tyler.
Someone is
Dude,
fucking with me, dude.
Yeah,
What is happening?
she came back with this shit. I don't know where did she find it.
It was
at?
pinned. Apparently, it was pinned up on the board out there.
And it was Tyler's phone number, and it
Oh,
said
yeah.
Tyler,
I didn't do it.
and then it said Rose, and it
Yeah.
like pointed
It was
to
like
the number
it
or
was
something.
a different handwriting that wrote Rose. But she comes back in the kitchen and she's like trying to like ask me. I'm like,
Was it your number?
it was my number.
Like your phone number?
Yeah, my phone number.
Whoa. Who has his phone number?
Someone was
well, it's
fucking
on the.
with
Your number's on the board.
Well,
And it was
I'm
on
on
a
the
yellow
schedule.
piece of printer paper.
They have no privacy at my work.
I see.
Sorry.
I see.
someone's
is it-
fucking with me though.
What's the problem?
I
That's
mean,
what I said.
Yeah, has somebody called
She
you?
was fucking.
Have you gotten any like prank calls?
She was 100% pleasant as fuck tonight.
Have you
Yeah,
gotten any
she was
like
very
heavy
pleasant.
panting on the other end? Like you answer the phone, it's like
no. Normally I'm the panter, not the panty. So
you just answer like.
if you can out weird,
That's why nobody says
if
anything.
you
They're
can
like,
out weird a
whoa.
phone weirdo,
Yeah.
then you have a gift not many people have.
That is a talent.
hey, maybe
Yeah,
we
it's
should
a
do
talent.
like pranks on our,
Yes.
like phone pranks on
Oh,
our,
yeah.
on our thing.
That'd be awesome,
It's
man.
not like against
should
the
call,
law,
like,
right?
Chinese
It's hard to do
restaurants.
prank phone calls now, man. Everybody's
Yeah.
got caller ID.
Totally.
Well, I guess you can get one of those like burner burner numbers.
Yeah, Amy's telling me there's an app. Yeah,
Oh.
there's an app for that.
Go to Walmart.
Amy,
and buy
you
a
can
track
talk.
phone.
Track phone for every
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I've
You've been on like 5
I've actually used one of
episodes.
the maps on Twan. And
Oh, yeah?
Called him with the prank call app, and it records what their reaction
Really?
is with the conversation. Yeah, and
Oh, shit.
I did it to my brother-in-law.
You did it to me?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know, what was it, Amy? About 4 months ago.
Wait, I
That
didn't
was
know
good.
anything about that.
Yeah, they call and they're like,
didn't even
it's like
know.
some lady, and
This
she's
is
like,
great.
oh, blah blah blah, and you're like, what?
I said
and
this?
something. Yeah, and she's like, blah 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 blah. It has this whole conversation, like, and you answer kind of accordingly. A couple times you missed, you didn't really answer it, and she just kept going. But
I don't even remember
yeah,
this.
you ended up hanging up on her. She was talking about something, I don't remember, but it was funny.
I don't remember that at
Yeah,
all.
Do you
it,
still
it
have
really
that?
is funny, dude. It's a great prank,
I want to
think
hear
I
that.
still have the app for it.
I may have to look into that.
dude. Yeah, it's a good time,
Yeah.
and you get like a couple free calls a day. And the rest of them you got to pay for, so I don't pay. I just do a couple free calls a day. But usually I do it like twice, and then the next day I'm like, I don't know who I want to call. Fuck it. And 3 weeks later, I'm like, why is this crap still on my phone? Like,
Well, you gotta
uninstall.
You gotta get it back. We can do that for the podcast then.
All right. I think we should just call them and prank them ourselves. I think that's way funnier.
Put it on speaker.
Yeah, because then you can react accordingly.
Have you ever done pranks that are considered illegal?
No,
Like,
never.
Hypothetically,
Whatever
if you
are
were
you
to
talking
do,
about? I've never done like I've done pranks.
I murdered you.
not that bad.
You're dead.
Physically assaulted
But
you.
like,
I thought you would think it was funny that you were on fire.
no, I'm talking. More
Everybody
like,
else was laughing.
I'm talking.
Especially when they thought you were
And
dancing.
I would just like to clarify. This is something that I heard. I was not here for this,
Uh-oh.
but not quite to the extent you guys were talking about. It was the more like breaking into someone's house, basically jumping in while he was sleeping, and then stealing his dog.
Yeah, that's not funny at all.
Yeah, I think that's like assault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd fucking shoot
Kidnapping.
someone. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of level of fuckery we're talking
Is there
about.
any more
I'm just making
That's
sure
ultimate
because
fuckery
like
there.
that's like the extreme, and then we have to find like that's like the top. Now we gotta find the bottom, and then we gotta settle it.
Tyler's like our diabolical genius.
I see.
If we need like an evil madman,
He's the one to do it.
It's
Yes.
like Pinky in the Brain.
right.
He's the one to do it.
Like,
I got one.
what do you want to do tonight, Tyler? I don't know. Maybe we can go break into somebody's house and steal their goldfish.
Beat the shit out of him.
It would be even funny if we buried their goldfish in the front yard. And they'll be looking for their goldfish, but it'll be like right there in their front yard.
How
You-
sinister.
I feel like I might have even
could
heard you
probably-
say that.
You could probably rig it up in some way to like every time like there's a loud step, like the ground would shake a little bit around it, and it would sprinkle dirt into the bowl. Like there's still water in the bowl, and the fish
So
is
you're
doing
just torturing the goldfish,
just slowly.
turning into mud.
You're like a marine jigsaw.
Fuck them fish.
He just,
Why won't you play?
yeah. The little goes to the pet store, comes back with his little fish and dumps it into the thing. And he's got
Your
barbed
fish
wire
food.
all over the place. Like,
Your fish food is
Yeah.
inside the belly of this,
yeah.
Oh, no,
of this sea anemone.
I wouldn't say anything. I would buy my own separate fish and find a way to get like. Is there like a fish like friendly paint?
Fish-friendly paint.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
like-
You mean like paint you could do for underwater that wouldn't hurt the fish, or
Yeah.
or
So,
paint
like-
on the
so, like-
fish? Because I don't think you should. It's ever
Paint a
healthy to
fish.
paint on
Well,
a fish.
that's what I was gonna say. Because then
Because then you have to leave him out to dry.
I can paint.
Right, yeah.
I can paint a little mask. Like
I don't
a
think
little,
it would work.
A little doll head on the fish, and then just record the
Why?
fish. So I don't have to do any. I don't have to be on camera. It's the fish.
What's wrong with you?
Why do we have a podcast?
What the hell, man? You know, I'm disturbed yet intrigued at the same time.
Yeah.
That's.
It makes you want to know more.
It's the interesting mind of Tyler.
I should write a book.
I feel like I could sell a book.
Maybe that should be like a mission for you, like
Look, I've seen some people
write the most
that
fucked
have
up
written.
book.
I've seen some people that have written books out here. You could definitely fucking write a book, dude. Seriously.
Write a book.
I'm actually thinking about. I've been muddling over writing myself, but I never sit down and do it.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. Like, so many people are like, man, you could write a book. And I'm like, yeah, but could I?
Right.
Like, I mean, I could, but.
But do I want
Fun.
to?
Yeah, it's like.
Do you feel like writing a book, or do people tell you that you...
And I don't feel like anybody gives a damn about my 45 years. Like, you know, I feel like I should be like 90 first and then write a book and be like, look, I actually did do some shit. You know what I mean? Because
Well, yeah, but then if...
what if I haven't done anything
Then if your
yet?
book sells, like...
You know what I mean?
Who the fuck is this ass clown?
Yeah.
He hasn't written.
Nobody
what the fuck?
gives
He
a
hasn't done
crap
anything.
about your
He had a
job.
podcast. What the fuck? The book is 600 pages. That's how I feel, man.
He just midway through, like a quarter of the way through the book, it's actually done, and then it's like the spelling app shit. When you're typing, like the auto predict, and you can just keep pressing them.
Let it
That's
write
all
the
he's
book.
doing for the rest of the book. He's just pressing the middle one, like.
That brings up something.
We should do that.
Shit.
We should just
Apple
write a
pie,
whole book
meat
like
pies.
that.
Why haven't we done that? Write a book with predictive text.
There we go.
That's
That's
not
what
a
we'll
bad
do.
idea.
We will
would happen?
do that for the podcast.
That's really not a bad idea.
Yeah. What would happen?
You know what? I
my
think.
God.
And then we can take.
Look, I'm
let's
about
do
to
it
look.
right now.
I'm telling you, man. I'm about to boost your numbers here, man.
All right.
This is what you do, okay?
Okay.
One of you guys writes a short story using nothing but the
Predictive text.
predictive text,
Okay. We're with it. Let's do it.
like a
Twan's already on
two-page-
it.
Yeah, it's
like a
Look,
2-page
Twan's already
story.
the
Yeah.
third chapter.
I'm going. I wrote and then I went the first one, and then the next one was the second one, and the next one was the third one, and I just kept going.
That's
like
normally how words go, man.
I think you've got the hang of this writing a book thing. Just stick a period in every once in a while.
Yeah, every now and then.
We'll send it out to somebody that can do all that.
Yeah, they'll throw the commas in.
Writers don't need to do their own punctuation.
The food is here, and it's not very much, but the drinks were not good as the food is here, but I cannot was a good night.
Now say, he thought.
Yeah, you're gonna see every sentence. You're gonna have to come up with your own
Yeah,
word.
Right,
And it'd be
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
as he, and then predictive text.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
yeah, dude. We got a
It's
story.
gonna turn into something.
And
right.
then-
That'd be great.
Look, I'm gonna listen just so I can
Yeah.
hear that shit.
Right.
We could totally do like an actual story and like make like illustrations to go with it.
Dude, did you ever
Make a children's novel.
Did you ever see the? I don't know how real these were, but they were for a while. They were pretty viral, where people would like have bots like watch, like they had one that was a bot that like watched a whole bunch of Olive Garden commercials, and then the bot wrote his own script for an Olive Garden commercial.
Yeah, yeah.
And then somebody actually did it, like somebody
Yeah.
filmed the like line for line, and the
People-
shit was hilarious.
People do that with like they've done every episode of Seinfeld, and then they write like a page and a half
Yeah.
of like the new episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That shit is hilarious.
It's fucking
Dude, that's
funny.
what-
I don't know if it's real or not, but that shit is fucking hilarious.
I hope it's real.
I do too.
That's
Especially
how-
the Olive Garden commercial. That shit is
Predictive text. That's how we'll write songs.
Yeah.
With predictive text.
Yeah,
And
that's how the
who
Migos
Gaylord
write
Popsicle
songs.
will be.
Oh, wow.
Great. The Migos write songs with
There it
predictive
is.
text, man.
Gaylord Popsicle will write all of our
Oh
songs
fuck, man! Look,
by predicted text.
I want my cut. That's all. I want my
You know,
cut.
there it is.
I want
Glenn,
my
you're
cut.
going to be our manager, man.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna change.
Well,
my
we
name
need a
to
triangle player.
Glenn
Yeah,
Feinstein.
Do you
Do
know-
you mean the triangle player?
We've been looking
Yeah,
for a
it
triangle
relieves-
player
yeah,
It
for a
relieves
while.
me from triangle duty.
Yeah, I'll fucking play the triangle. Fuck it, man. I'll play the shit out of a triangle.
Let's go.
I'll take it a step further. I'll play the recorder.
Oh, there you go. We have a recorder
Yeah,
somewhere, don't we?
everybody has one. So.
Yeah. Somebody has one from like
Everybody
third
has
grade.
Yeah.
You know, the little
The little
piano flute set.
The little thing you play like hot cross buns
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Actually,
Mary had a little lamb.
I don't. I have harmonicas. I've got a.
Got everything but.
I got the mouth organ.
Yeah, you do.
I know it's the mouth organ.
Calm
I
down,
didn't-
man.
I didn't think we were going to kiss and tell.
I keep keep saying I'm gonna buy a harmonica just to piss my kids off.
It's the accordion.
It's fun, man. I'll sit there and jam out
It's
on it.
one of those damn things.
I try to make it sound like a train.
Yeah, 'cause you know they have
But I never
they have
can.
a Cracker Barrel like
Yeah.
right in the front. And I kept telling my kids I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna just sing blues songs all day to y'all about everything that you're fucking.
All you need to learn is ba ba ba
Right,
ba,
that's it.
and then you can just sing whatever.
Right.
Ba 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 ba,
Right.
whatever you want. Ba 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 ba.
We're giving out all of our good ideas on the podcast. We got to keep some of these for ourselves.
Like anybody else knows about this. All right. We'll be right back. More Cooking with Food. Glenn Childress. And we're back live 3 weeks ago. Cooking with Food. We got Glenn Childress in the house.
That was great.
Hey.
Tyler and Twan, of course.
Hey.
And our groupies, Amy and Jamie. Germer, germer.
Oh my.
So, anyway.
That was
Bless
so
you.
awkward.
Yeah. I felt like that was a strong intro right there.
I liked it.
You sound like the
We
Swedish
have
chef.
Swedish chefs in the building.
See, and that's
Yep.
another thing showing our age, man.
Yeah. I've done that in the kitchen. I've literally stood there making like cheese sticks going.
I've seen it
Oh
many
my
times.
God.
You know what I do?
Is this going to be the mark I leave on the world?
Do you know what will randomly pop into my
What?
head? Like, the theme song for Gilligan's Island.
Just sit right back in here
Yeah,
and tell.
it'll just randomly pop in my head. Like, I'll be like just chilling in bed watching like Family Guy, and it'll just boom.
Gilligan.
So your head is like a Family Guy episode.
Basically,
Yeah.
my life revolves around Family Guy. I like to think I'm an extension of their family.
I'm sorry.
No, what I was gonna say, and you can relate to this. You guys too young for this. You know what I do every
Twan's like, I'm
time?
glad you thought I was old
Yeah,
as him.
thanks. I'm
Twan's
also
like, you're
20.
How old are you?
36. 37.
See,
Okay,
you
right,
already
yeah,
forgetting how
hold
old
on
he
a
is.
minute.
Yeah, see, well,
That's
fuck,
when it
yeah,
starts.
Okay. Yeah, that's when it starts. Okay, so just you, because we're closer in age.
Yeah,
than me
37.
and-
I
than me and
guess
Rick
I'm
are.
just
Me and
gonna
Rick are
sit
closer
in
in
the
age.
corner or some shit.
Yeah, hold your ears and go la la la.
Just no, it's nothing.
Just
nothing,
throw some at
nothing
me when you guys
weird
are
or
done
gross.
talking so I can come
So
back.
every time I prepare poultry, okay, I'm talking about this is cooking with food.
Right, okay.
Talk
Here we
something
go.
food related.
Here we go.
Every time I prepare poultry, you know what I do? I perform the scene from Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer in the video
Which scene?
with the chicken. You know where the chicken comes out and dances.
Oh, no.
Dude, you don't fucking remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, I
But
do that every fucking time, especially like Thanksgiving, like I'm making the turkey.
do you
I
sing
go,
a song with it? Like, oh,
Yeah, I do it every time. And my wife said, you know, this shit wasn't funny 5 years ago.
She's
It's
like,
still
why
not-
are you still doing
it's
this
still not
routine?
fucking funny. I do it every fucking time, man.
Have you guys ever done the like on Thanksgiving when you, I don't know if you guys like, you know, do your turkey in the oven, but if you do your turkey in the oven, have you ever tried to do it with, to put a bikini on it? We did that the one year, and
Oh,
it was absolutely hilarious.
you know what? I may do that.
Dude, Amy made she made a little bikini top and a little bikini bottom out of aluminum foil and put it over, where you wanted it, and then you baste it and everything, just leave that foil there. And of course, it browns out from cooking except for underneath the bikini line. So when you pull it off, you got like tan lines, dude. It's amazing. People are just so ingenuitive. Is that a word?
Sure.
If it isn't, it is now. See, that's the definition of ingenuitive.
I really do think that's a word,
I think it is too.
but
I just probably used it wrong.
Ask John.
screw it, man.
John doesn't know anything.
I don't know.
You
John
got to
went home for
11.
the night.
Yeah, he's
the
gone.
unpaid intern.
11.
Look, he's just ordinary.
Did you hear me?
Right. Yeah, he's just ordinary people, clearly. Oh my God. Tyler, you're a savage.
We've only got like 3 more days.
What?
Yeah.
Here, leave this in the comments. What percentage do you let your electronic devices get to on battery before you decide you should plug them in? Like your phones, your vape pens, all that kind of stuff. What percentage do you?
I freak out when my phone goes under 50%.
You're a 50%er.
Yeah.
I get when it comes to my phones.
Mine dies 3 times
Hear that
a day.
plural? Plural, because I'm a baller. Phones.
Your burners.
Try not to let them get under 20.
Yeah.
Oh, Walter White over here with the
Right.
multiple phones.
They say that you shouldn't let it go below 50 because it wears down on the batteries. So I won't let mine.
I heard the exact
Like, if I
opposite.
get to 74, I'm like, charger.
I heard the exact opposite.
Yeah.
That you got to let it die all the way out in order for.
I heard
For
you
it to
gotta get
charge
it
all the
at
way back
least
up
to
or
the
something.
like 50% or lower.
I think they're all bullshit. Listen,
Just charge it whenever.
there's some guy in a room that's controlling battery power.
I'm literally. I plug my phone into my car, which charges it. I go inside and I put my phone right back on the charger. So
I feel like there's like a guy that's working in the battery place that's just been trying to push the agenda of instead of making batteries last longer, why aren't we making batteries last less longer so that they have to buy more fucking batteries? But everybody's like, you're crazy, William.
I'm just.
He's just
I'm imagining
been there 30
someone
years. Like,
testing how many
it makes so
how
much
many
money.
plugs and unplugs of a charger can
Just-
go. In a
Just
phone.
sits there all day, plugging his phone in
just,
and out.
just constantly like it's just like a
masturbating his
dimly
cell
lit
phone.
room.
Dimly lit.
He's sitting there at like a fold out table, like nothing else around him. Little light hanging over the table, just plugging and unplugging a charger.
Does he get like mood music, or is it more like an interrogation room type thing?
More like
Just give me the piece.
slight. Like there's like you can barely hear music in the background, but
Paint the picture here.
yeah, it's like you can. What is a good song that you think would be in
For
the background?
for
Like,
the guy that sits in the room and plugs the phone in and out and in and out and in and out
No.
to see how many times he can do it.
how about this? Every time he plugs the phone in, it connects to a speaker, and when he unplugs it, it disconnects. So it's just playing the music through his phone. But every time he plugs it in, it's like really loud, and unplugs it, and it's like just through the speaker on his phone.
I don't even know why anybody would want that job.
I'm too tired to follow this conversation.
I think
This is going a very weird way.
I think I'm onto something.
Will
may
you
be.
pursue that? And in the meantime, we'll be waiting for your
I'll let you know my results.
for your results. So, Glenn, you got any shows coming up?
Actually, I do. What is that? July the. I gotta look that up, man.
Gotta make sure
I'm
this will be
so-
out.
I'm so unprepared. July 6th, there's a fundraiser that a friend of mine does every year. It's called Dump Trump.
Okay.
And,
I've seen this on your
yeah.
page. Yeah.
Live bands, comedians. He gives out free Cheetos.
I am
But
going.
all the
Trump.
all the money is it goes towards what's the name of the organization? The organization basically are attorneys that help people who have been wrongfully accused of crimes
Okay.
that are in prison, help them get out.
Is the Innocence Project? Or something like that.
Something Justice. I can't remember
Okay.
the name of it. But that's what they do, and that's where all
That's cool.
like 100% of the proceeds. So,
Awesome.
but it's always a good time.
Where's
because
that
there's, Townsend House Revival.
Okay.
Southgate House Revival.
Southgate House. Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's July 6th.
Okay.
And you know, it's always fun.
And you're performing there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be there. So that's the next thing I've got going on.
And free Cheetos.
Yeah, free Cheetos on top of that.
I mean,
Can't beat that. Come for the free Cheetos
Yeah.
and nothing else.
come
You
for
know?
the free Cheetos, stay for the comedy
hmm
and the other stuff.
And hopefully, I mean, I don't have any word yet, but I know John Witherspoon's coming back in town.
Yeah.
I've worked with him for three times now, so maybe I'll get to work with him
How-
again.
That'd be cool.
How is he? Like, how is he?
He is one of the coolest people I've ever met in my entire
Like
life.
health wise, how is he? Is he?
Actually, he's in really good shape.
There,
He's in really good shape.
me and this dude at work the other day were talking about the Wayans Brothers show, and
Mhm.
every time we ran into each other, we'd go yiddity. We
we
could.
Yeah, I still do that.
We were wondering.
I did it at work today. I said, thank you kindly.
We were wondering if he was like in good health, because like he was old.
He really is. No,
Like,
he's
he's been
really
old
is.
forever.
He has been old for a long time. I mean, he used to work with Richard Pryor.
Right.
I mean,
He was
you know,
born old.
he's been around a long time. He's in his 70s. He's pushing 80.
Damn.
But he's on the road 9 months a year. And he's awesome. He's like one of the most down to earth people. I mean, this dude is a fucking millionaire, you know. But he's so nice. I mean, with last year we were sitting in the green room like watching the playoffs and shit, and you know, and like he knows me on like a first name basis now. It's just that's really cool to like, you know. But he's
Tops.
out of all the people that I've worked with, he's probably the nicest. He's a really cool dude. Really cool dude. So
That's
yeah,
it.
if that comes up, I'll let you know.
Do you have like a favorite spot to perform? Like a spot that you know, or even maybe a spot that you've been wanting to perform but haven't performed?
I always wanted to do comedy in New York or LA. But it's just hard to do. If I was, you know,
I imagine there's so many guys.
if I was, there are. I know a lot of people that have moved out there to go do comedy.
Right.
Yeah, but you got to kind of stand out to really do something.
Right.
But yeah, I've always wanted to do that, but you know, unfortunately, I have to work. You know, so
Is
that
there-
kind of.
Is there any kind of comedy scene here? Like, do they do? Like, are
It's
there
a
any?
pretty- It's a pretty good comedy
Like, is
scene.
there? What do they call it when they hand out the flyers?
Oh, like a marketing team or like a.
No, like the comedians, because
Like open mic or some shit?
well, they do it to get the time to be up there. It's, what the fuck?
Oh, like so they're out there working,
Yeah,
driving traffic.
yeah,
Oh,
to the
yeah,
place.
almost like a street team almost.
yeah. I can't think of what the fuck
Well,
they call it.
not really. It's not like that. Because there's only 2 comedy clubs in Greater Cincinnati.
Like 2 main comedy
Yeah.
clubs or just 2 comedy clubs? 'Cause
2 comedy
I'm just
clubs.
wondering. Damn.
2 comedy clubs.
But Funny Bone and
Funny Bone and Go Bananas.
Go Bananas.
That's it.
okay. Why? Like,
I don't know, man. It's,
they
I
do
guess
well there,
it's,
don't they?
it's the size of the city, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you go to Chicago, you go to New York, you know, you can fit the whole city of Cincinnati in downtown Chicago alone.
I just assumed there was like, you know,
Well, there's
15
there's
little
there's
hole in the wall.
well, yeah, there's a
nightclubs,
lot
you
of
know.
those.
Oh,
I
there
mean,
is?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I'm talking about comedy clubs. There's only 2.
Right.
I mean, you got bar shows all over the place. You have
What is
you know
it?
shows.
But they're not exclusively
Funny
comedy.
Bone and what's
Right,
the other one?
right. The only places that are
Go Bananas.
exclusive to comedy, Go Bananas and Funny Bone.
So you think if somebody was to open, like a smaller comedy club,
Mhm.
right? You know, something that just did comedy every single night. You know, not necessarily huge names.
Mhm.
You know, local people, everything, whatever, open mics, that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
every single night was doing comedy,
Mhm.
improv, whatever. Like, do you think they would do well in Cincinnati?
I think they would.
like downtown,
Because yeah,
downtown.
absolutely. Because and the reason why I think that is because there's a lot of trendy stuff in downtown Cincinnati right now.
True.
You know, you've got the bar that infuses alcohol and ice cream.
Uh-huh.
You've got the Taco Bell that serves alcohol that's open up late at night. You've got you know a
Wait a minute,
barcade.
hold on.
Yeah,
That's
Taco Bell Cantina.
Yeah, Taco
Buddy.
Bell
You didn't
Cantina.
That's
know
where
that?
I'm going on my 21st
Why didn't I ever
birthday.
hear about
Yeah.
this? There's a Taco Bell that serves alcohol?
Yeah, downtown.
Dude, we should
Oh,
get
my.
plastered at Taco
Yeah.
Bell on my 21st.
But you've got a lot of
And then go to Chicago the next day.
you've got
Yeah.
a lot of unique venues downtown.
Right.
And they're all different. Tokyo Kitty, that's like a Japanese themed karaoke bar. Like
I've heard-
you get
I've
your
heard they have, like-
individual like room where you can sing karaoke and
They
they
have
bring your
cafes
drinks
with
down in a
dogs and
little
stuff?
elevator. They've got
Got-
bars and
yeah.
that where you can bring your dog.
Yeah, dude.
So I mean, if there's something that's like themed, so comedy themed bar,
yeah.
and that's all they do every night, something comedy related, whether it's stand up, whether it's improv, yeah, that'd be fucking awesome,
I'm
dude.
looking for an investment, man. Maybe there's an idea there.
Yeah, I think you're onto something really good, for real.
It's either that or a strip club. So
You ain't
What
gonna do
about
that
the-
here.
yeah, I know I ain't gonna do that either.
That's not gonna happen.
What about the donut?
Larry
It's
Flint
not-
showed us that ain't gonna happen. around
Simon,
here.
at least
Yeah.
show Larry
Yeah.
Flint.
You're right,
That's not
you're
gonna
right.
happen.
We're doing
Now
the
he's
donut
retired,
food
so
truck.
you know, but
Do you think a donut food truck would do well? Especially
Yes.
if we called it D's Donuts.
yes,
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely.
See?
Absolutely.
Come get
Dude,
these
it'd be
donuts.
fucking
You
great.
send out like a tweet every morning. Come get these donuts. We're in Avondale this morning, or we're
Yeah,
you know.
shit. That,
Yes,
hell yeah,
dude.
man. Yeah, that'd fucking work, man.
That's what I want to do.
Ideas.
Yes, I'm with it, man.
Well, I think this has been a very productive
Absolutely.
episode of Cooking with Food. Remember, like and
Put this
subscribe,
in my mouth.
and you should also like all of our different social media
Check
platforms.
us out.
We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Snapchat now.
Yeah.
CWF Podcast. Add us. We're clowning. I'm serious. So
Clear lit.
anyway, you got any kind of sites or anything, or just your
I
page?
ain't
or
got
anything? You ain't
shit.
trying to tell them to come to your Facebook page?
No, you can come to my Facebook
Yeah.
page if you want. Yeah, Glenn Childress. I think it's under Junior. No, it's not. No, it's not under Junior.
Yeah, just Glenn
It's
Childress.
just Glenn Childress, but Senior is on there. That's my father.
Okay.
Don't add him.
It'd be like, why are you people
Yeah.
on my inbox?
So yeah, yeah. But
I'm not doing any shows.
but yeah, if you want more info, anytime any kind of shows I'm doing, I always post info, and I post stupid shit every day, just dumb observations, and some of them end up going kind of viral, and
Yeah.
people like so. Yeah, so
Those are
yeah.
usually the best ones.
Check me out if you get a chance. I'll accept your friend request.
Awesome. And you can always follow Tyler on Instagram with his upcoming comedy career.
Yeah, I have one
and
picture on
send
there
your
right
hate
now.
mail there too.
I-
Tyler.Frechette.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Still trying to get the
Trying to find out
Tyler
that-
Frechette.
Get that Marine to drop
The
that
Marine-
dot.
Yeah, the Marine will refuse to.
Yeah, it's how we haven't had any.
No interaction. He hasn't answered your messages.
No, he hasn't accepted my Facebook friend request. I'm heartbroken. I'm debating on going to MySpace. Maybe he's on MySpace.
Or my yearbook. Wow, that's reaching back.
I'll find him on Tumblr.
Well, I think we're good. So, until next week, everybody take care of themselves. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.